So over the years, I've tried every trading software or fundamental research software that you can think of, from the expensive Bloomberg all the way to the less expensive one. Now in 2025, things have changed. So we're talking about AI and all these LLM, and we're going to be covering which one is the best one, and I'll tell you the reason why. But before doing that, a quick reminder that all the best tools for investing will be linked in the description. Don't forget to check that out. Let's get right in. So the AI we're going to be talking about is going to be Perplexity Pro. So this one is very different from all the other LLM that you're currently using, because it has a dedicated team that built a finance version of the same application. So when you type in something, it knows what you're asking for. So I'm going to show you some example, and also keep in mind that you don't need to have the pro version to do these things. You can also use the free version and then just decide for yourself if it's worth the upgrade. So we're going to be clicking on the finance at the top left over here, and then it's going to bring you this page. When we look at this, we can see that it's going to be very similar to all the other news feeds or news platform when it comes to the stock market. When you jump into this page, this is going to be the basics. You can choose US market or Indian market because it's going to be a big market. You can also look at crypto, earnings, or screener. So you can look at stocks with market cap over 2 trillion sorted by P ratio. This is an example, but you can also show just any other research, and it's going to bring you to the ticker list. Let's go back to the main version, which is the earning. This is something that is really interesting. So when it came to earning, normally the company is going to have an earning release. It's going to show the numbers, and after that they're going to have a conference call. When they do have the conference call, a lot of the value in the earnings is going to be in the call. They're going to say what is going on, but also analysts and researchers are going to be able to queue in and ask questions. So the question you probably wonder about a company, they're going to ask it, and then it's going to be into a transcript. A good example of that would be the Home Depot earnings. So you can click on it, and then you're going to have all the the basic numbers. So normally these numbers are pretty hard to get, but most important, you're going to be able to see the transcript of the whole conversation. So you can just scroll and see what was going on. You can also download it if you want it as a text form to put it sometime in a research module or some kind of research method that you would do. But overall, you can all have it here. You can also view the earnings release if you want to do this release. You can see the market cap, the IPO date, who's the CEO. So it really helps you do a lot of research, and you can prompt like, you can see the NVIDIA earning preview. So it's really based on stock. So when you select something, it's going to really show you in a manner that it understands what you're looking for. It's going to show you like a chart like you can see over here, and also what is going to be important for the upcoming earnings. This is already kind of impressive considering that all of these other tools like I used to have, like Benzinga, all of the other news feeds are not even there after like 15 years of being out there in the market. So now you have a tool that's been there for a few years, and it have all of these features. Also, key point, why is Perplexity better than other ones when it comes to finance? They have a team dedicated to finance. So normally those AI are really based either on helping developer or being like creative and happy for the public to just prompt question or create videos. Like Google is going to be great for like the video. Grok is going to be great for also coding and development, and also creating some good memes. Also, you're going to have ChatGPT, which is really like a user-friendly version that you can ask more creative stuff. And Perplexity is really your finance tool. So I was a Bloomberg user in the past, and something that I found is that a lot of the platform was the same for like 10 to 15 years. It hasn't improved. Now they did add some AI feature, which is most likely AI summary, and also is going to have like some AI news filter. That is going to be good to see like, really hot news and all that, considering like historically what happened. For sure, Perplexity is not going to be there when it comes to the news, because Bloomberg, something like that, has their own unique sources that is not available as an API or something like that. When we go back to NVIDIA, here we click on the stock from the AI version. You have a very good idea of what's going on. You can also look at the chart, 1 year, also 6 months, one month, 5 days, and you can see really what's going on. It's going to also show you like a latest news from the popular news source. So these are not going to be the press release, but what's going on online, what it's talking about, and it's going to give you like a summary over here, and then a key point as usual, just like that. And then you also have your sources. So it is important when you do research on a stock that you have the source. So you can see, sure, I understand the news, but where did you get this news from? That's kind of the main thing, and you're able to actually get that. So that was a quick idea of the main finance page. So to get access to this page, it's really just perplexity/finance, and it's going to bring you to this over here. If you just go on Perplexity, technically it's going to bring you to the regular prompt page. That's going to be really good for research. Something else that you can do is you can create a space. A space is going to be a research tool that you do, and you're going to be able to create your own prompt. So if you want to always research who's the CEO of a company, what's the latest news, and also what's their earnings or what's their this or their growth in the past, and you want a certain template, you can also create this add instruction. You're going to go over here, and then you're going to create your whole prompt about what you want. And then every time you do a research, you can always just type in what you want, maybe select some specific source over here, so add some links to the source that you want to add, and it's going to really search this specific source and be able to give you a real idea of what's going on. So when it comes to trading, I think this is really good. Or investing, you're able to do a lot of research that I used to do on 3 or 4 platforms, now in all-in-one. And even if you want to pay for the pro, it's like 20 bucks a month. So it's pretty cheap compared to your average software in stock that is between like $150 to $1,000. That's my 2 cents. And also probably the reason why I think a lot of software are just going to be closing down very soon when it comes to day trading, after all these LLM cuts down the price of their model, and also just are better, are growing faster, and have more resources to grow compared to your little mom and pop shop. Unfortunate for them, but I think the market is really seeing an opportunity, and it's worth taking advantage of it. Thanks for watching.